Hello, everybody, and welcome to Talk of Glory, promoting the Glory Days series, including Glory Days 3. I'm Ken Berthelot. Today, we're talking Archbishop Rummel and how the Raiders became a football dynasty post-Katrina, including 3 consecutive trips to the state finals, winning 2 of them, and bringing home state championship trophies in 2012 and 13. Our guests are the coach who made the magic happen, Jay Roth, and the quarterback who, well, not only won the hearts of Raider Nation, but won the hearts of everyone who watched him play the game, quarterback Chase Forcade. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us. Very special to have both of you all on today because of what you've accomplished in your lives and at Rummel High School.
Thank you, Ken. Glad to be here. Sir.
You know, you've got a quarterback who not only was great at Rummel, but then went on and just finished a stellar career at Nichols State, not only changing the culture of that program, but bringing them from a downtrodden program to a team that went to the playoff 3 years in a row under his tutelage at quarterback, and that's something very, very special. What was it about Chase Forcade when he was at Rummel, coming into the program as a freshman, and you knew he wasn't going to play a lot at that time, that you knew the future of Rummel Raider football was in great shape?
I just knew he had a winner. I mean, Chase was a little skinny thing as a freshman. Even his dad came as his coach. Look, you don't have to play quarterback. If you want to put him to safety, you do what you want with him. And I actually thought about it, but then, you know, his spring of his freshman year, he had a great spring. He was competing as a sophomore, and he just had some grit and toughness in him that you just didn't see in many kids. And he won the whole team over as the leader of that team.
Chase, when did you know you could play at that level? Because you didn't get a chance to play a lot as a freshman.
Yes, sir. I think I had a great guy in front of me with Damian Williams. He was my role model kind of throughout high school with just the way he did things, the little things of bringing me to school, bringing me to workouts in the morning, to drop me off at home, after practice. But I got some great knowledge from him, and I think that's going into that spring of my sophomore year where. And I think it was really upon me to really work hard, and I really wanted the starting job, and I really wanted the starting spot, and coach gave me a great opportunity, and I went on with it.
No, but that's fantastic. Before Chase Forcade, you were having a lot of success at Rummel, and we talk about post-Katrina, Rummel starting to get very good, and not that you weren't good before that, but now it was the start of a dynasty. And when people talk about a dynasty, a lot of people go, how did that happen? What was the groundwork? Explain where you feel everything turned and you went from a good program, a really good program, to a program that people could talk about and use the word dynasty.
One thing, when I took the job, I knew Rummel had some talent there. I knew they were a good school with some good players.
And now we're going back to 95.
Yeah, we're going back to the very beginning, but I think hiring a coaching staff. Because
Yeah.
I had worked on some great staffs at Jesuit and Shaw, and I knew how important that was to have coaches who kids believe in and would run through a wall for. And getting started in 95, we had that first big win. We defeated St. Aug, who was the #1 ranked team in the state in my first year at Rummel. Then I think defeating Shaw in 2000 for the first time in 15 years and winning our first district championship. That was the beginning of this run that we've had.
Yeah, and I think probably the dynasty, as you said, would have started there. Then Katrina comes and everything gets messed up and people aren't thinking of it so much in terms. But then as everybody starts to get good again, you still have to hold on to what you've created, and you never lost a beat. You guys just kept rolling right along.
Well, I always said when you're at the top, there's nowhere to go but down. People are always nipping at your rear, Yep. So after Katrina, we were grateful that schools like Holy Cross was reestablished and it didn't go down with the hurricane, and that schools came back to play football. I mean, the Catholic League was almost done after Katrina. And the work that some of these other programs and coaches and headmasters put at their schools to bring it back just further reestablished that this league's here for a long time to stay.
Yeah, and look, we're going to get into the Chase years and everything in just a moment, but instead of saving this for the latter part of the show, I want to throw your resume up in the front part of the show, because this is really a phenomenal resume. When you decided to step down at the end of the 2018 season, you had collected 228 wins in almost a quarter of a century, 2 state championships, 2 runners-up, 2 times Coach of the Year, 7 undefeated regular seasons. That is hard to do. Look at the playoff appearances. Hey, only 1 time as a head coach at Rummel did you not appear with the Raiders in the playoffs. And I've got a little asterisk by that bottom one. There's nothing wrong with that. That asterisk means of all those things up there, and I know the 2 state championships mean a lot, 12 Catholic League championships, never been done in the history of the Catholic League going back to 1955.
Well, it's very important. The Catholic League has always meant a lot to me. I mean, I grew up in it. As a son of a coach from the Catholic League, who my father coached in 3 Catholic League schools, and I had coached at 2 Catholic League schools before I got to Rummel, and I played in the Catholic League at Rummel. So it was always important. People kind of laugh, well, why do you want a district? Why is district more important than state? Well, that's the first step. And I always thought that the Catholic League was one of the toughest leagues in the state of Louisiana. I thought our schools, anytime a Catholic League school got into the playoffs, we were going to win some games.
Guy LeCompte was at Mandeville. He comes to Holy Cross, and he said he knew the Catholic League was a good league and he knew it was important, but not until he got to Holy Cross did he realize how important it was to every coach in that district to win that championship.
Can you imagine coaching against, I got to coach against Bobby Conlon.
Yeah.
I got to coach against Tony Villegas. I got to coach, against Mark Songi, Jay Pittman, Mark Bonice, J.T. Curtis. It's just phenomenal. Just that's in our league alone. Barry Wilson. There's been some great coaches in this. Coach Hank Tierney, my mentor.
You
Coach
were
Hank.
with him at Shaw.
Oh yeah. So
as a matter of fact, you and Mark Songi were on
right,
that
we were the
staff
same
together.
Staff. So I love Coach Hank, and he was my mentor. But I've coached against some great coaches who have taught me the right way.
Chase Forcade, a lot of people say at the high school and the college level that you should play for the school and not for the coach. But come on, when you've got a coach, when you're looking at a coach with the resume of Jay Roth, and I'm not trying to get Coach to blush here, but there's got to be something inside of Chase Forcade and your dad Keith and your mom and the entire family that says, "Wow, we want our son to play for Jay Roth."
Yes, sir. I think the biggest thing with Coach Roth and the whole school of Rummel is it's all about tradition. I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's what separates us from. I don't know anything about any other Catholic League schools, but I just think that's the biggest thing with Rummel is just tradition. District championships is really big for us at Rummel. Winning a district championship was the first goal that we wanted to fulfill and succeed, and I think like I said, we did that. 3 of my 4 years there at Rummel. The only time we didn't was against St. Aug my sophomore year, but we come back and beat them in the semifinals. But yeah, man, being under Coach Roth and just that whole staff, it's like a family. It's kind of like that with Nichols, but it's just different at Rummel. You got a coach that's been there for a while, that knows the ins and outs, been in every situation. But he's just, like I said, it's all about tradition, and it's all about just, like I said, just going to war for your brother, and that's what we did.
Now I'm going to stay with you for just a moment, Chase, because he was a pretty good quarterback at Rummel himself, and then was a good athlete and a great player at Nichols himself. What did you learn about quarterbacking and about being a player and having confidence from Jay Roth?
Yes, sir. I think first is the detail. Being a quarterback, you got to be really good about just the little details and how that can be the big thing, but also just having confidence in yourself. Coach gave me an opportunity really as a sophomore early on, and I kind of, like I said, I took it from there, but I never let go of me working hard and me having confidence in myself that I can get the job done for this wonderful school and just for this school. And but like I said, it's a great opportunity for, like I said, young guys to just know that you're playing for a great coach and a great school that like Coach Roth, and it's just unbelievable feeling that you're wearing that R on your helmet every game. Besides a couple games where we had to take it off, but it's like I said, I got so many memories with Rummel and just with my time there. But like I said, it really wasn't about me. It was just about I was playing games with my best friends, and that's the biggest thing of at Rummel, and just tradition and all those district championships, and then going to state. It was just unbelievable.
Is there a story, I think there is, but is there a story about taking that R off the helmet at times that helped in the building of this program?
Well, that was our sophomore year, but I'm going to tell you, Kenny, what I like about Chase is that we'd meet every morning for film and we'd game plan. And I would tell Chase, okay, Chase, if they're in this coverage versus this formation, this is where we're going to get the ball to them, tell you it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be a play. And I enjoyed that more with him. Yeah. We had fun working together. Oh, yeah. We had fun, and he'd come and say, Coach, you were right, you called it. He'll come and say, Coach, they're in this, let's do it. I mean, he had some input too, Yeah. He came from a football family, had a good football mind. But as a sophomore, his first big game he was playing against Hornville, we were getting wiped out. They were winning, they were beating us 5-0 with a minute left.
We weren't moving the ball.
We weren't moving the ball. He was still a sophomore, so I said, we got a hook and lateral. Yeah. This is what we're going to run. It's a trick play. Desperate people do desperate things. So we called the hook and lateral. Chase threw it to the receiver. It hit him in the chest. He dropped it.
Oh.
I looked at him. I said, run it again. Let's go home. Ran it again. We catch it. We flip it to Keith Fulton, 80 yards. We win the game, 7-5. I apologized to Lou Valden after. I said, Coach, I'm sorry. We didn't deserve to win. We stole this game. I'm sorry. I apologize. And the next week, he throws 4 touchdowns against Acadiana, and I said, this kid, he's got it.
That's when you knew.
And that was it.
Wow.
And then against Dutchtown, we had a 3-touchdown lead, and they came back and beat us in overtime, and it was very un-Rummel-like to lose a game in the fourth quarter. So I said they didn't deserve to wear the R's, and we took the R's off the helmet. We played without them. Luckily, I saved them all, and they had one. They each had one to wear in the state championship.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What message did that send to the team when the R came off the helmet?
Just very, very shocking. You know, to be the only team in his years at Rummel coaching to have our R's taken off on both sides, it really did mean a lot for us, a lot to us. But neat thing was, you know, I think 2 weeks later we played Holy Cross. You know, we beat them 28-0, and it was right after our practice. I never forget. Right after our practice, we in the huddle, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna go ask Coach, like, can we get the R's back on the helmets, or like, what's the deal with that? But after that practice, Coach Roth, he told us that, look, you know, we're gonna get, you know, we beat Holy Cross this week. You know, we're gonna get 1 R back on like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm like, all right, I'll take it. And throughout the whole year, we played with 1 R on a helmet, and you know, we ended up winning the state championship that year.
So that got you the other R back.
Yes, sir, it did.
Jay, you should have taken them off the following year.
Well, you're right.
Just teasing.
In retrospect, yeah.
Just teasing. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to delve into a little bit more of the 2 state championship, the back-to-back state championship years, and your career at Rummel. And we'll do that right after this. Back in just a moment with more Rummel Raiders, Chase Forcade, and Jay Roth on Talk of Glory.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Welcome back to Talk of Glory, and we are talking Rummel Raider dynasty of the post-Katrina era, especially the back-to-back state championship years of 2012 and 2013. And our guests are Jay Roth, the coach, Chase Forcade, the quarterback, who was a freshman in 2012. Didn't get to play a whole lot, but that was one great football team. How good was that team, Jay?
It was fun. It was probably the most prolific offensive team we had in all my years at Rummel. And then they were just efficient. We'd go out and practice, hour and a half every day. That's about it. We had one close game in the regular season. We were pushed a little bit in the quarters and the semis. And then we played lights out against Barb. It was a great team with some great players. And it was the last true state championship in the state of Louisiana.
Oh, that's true. Before all the split and everything else.
Going with Coach, just I was a freshman on that 2012 team, but yeah, Damian Williams, a quarterback. You had Ethan Carter as a fullback. Keith Fulton, that was a sophomore that year. That just did everything right. You had Chris Ricks, a receiver. It was just I think it was the most complete team I've ever been a part of. Just by the leadership, the senior leadership, and then bring it down to the young guys, just getting them in the same mindset that they're in. And like I said, it all worked out, and undefeated state champs. So I mean, it's nothing. I don't think there's anything more else you can do with that team.
It was the school's first. It was the school's first state championship. That's what made it. You know, we played in 2009, but winning that first state championship for Archbishop Rummel made it special.
You're a freshman on that team. You get a ring, but you're learning. You don't get in a whole lot, but you're learning from Damon. You're learning from seniors and juniors. What are you getting that's going to make you the quarterback that's going to have such success in the next 3 years?
I think the leadership from your teammates, you know, from there on, it was going to be a young quarterback after Damien. Damien was the quarterback at Rummel during those times for about 3 to 4 years that he was the quarterback. Then, you know, they had to transition over to a young guy that was first-year guy. So I think my role in that was just to get all the other teammates to just believe in me, and that I can get the job done. That I can lead this team to a district championship, to a state championship, and like I said, you eventually just win games for Rummel. And I think that was a big thing going in, and like I said, just getting confidence in myself.
That's 2012. Again, first state championship, always a special one. Now you're losing a lot of experienced players. You've got a sophomore quarterback in Chase Forcade coming. In your heart, you go, I know we're good enough to win it again, but I have a lot of inexperience. Can we win it again?
Well, no, I'm saying we can't.
Yeah,
I'm saying we can't because we struggled early. We struggled to beat Hornville, which we did. We lose to Dutchtown. St. Aug waxes us with Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
And then we got to find.
We're waxing a lot of people with Leonard
we're
Fournette.
waxing
Yeah,
everybody.
without question.
Yeah,
but
great.
exactly.
And let me tell you, when Chase took over quarterback, he was a rookie. He was a rookie for that one game against Hornville. After that, he was the man.
That's right.
He was the man after that.
I think they put me in the right situations, the right offense to lead this new offense that we had. I had a whole new O-line from Damien's previous year to my first year starting. We had inexperienced guys on the offensive line, but Coach Lee did a great job of putting them in the right spot, giving us the right plays to make plays. And I think like we had usually that 2013 team, we had much of a slow start in the first half, and then second half we'll get chewed out a little bit, and then we'll kind of pick it up second half, and like I said, just win ball games. It wasn't the prettiest, but we definitely got it done. So and then that was the first year with the non-select and select schools to where we had some bye weeks and just regroup and get this team on the right track.
Jay, Tommy Bowden and Rich Rodriguez at Tulane used to say the right offense with the right quarterback and the right head coach can go a long way at any level of football, and they did it going undefeated in 98. Look at you, that's exactly what Chase just described.
I mean, Chase described that, and Chase was always, he understood. Of course, any 4K likes to throw the football a lot. Let's get that very clear, okay?
Yeah.
Any 4K
there was one before him who used to like to pitch it, but he pulled it back a lot.
He liked to throw.
Yes, sir.
But
he did like to throw.
I can remember, Chase, we had different game plans according to what the talent was, who we were playing.
Yeah.
We played a playoff game against a team, and Chase will tell you, I told him before the game, Chase,
twice.
we will not throw a pass this game.
Yeah.
It was Turling's Catholic.
Turling's
and
Catholic,
we had to keep the ball on the ground and run the clock.
I think we had about 300 yards rushing.
We did not attempt to pass, correct?
All right. Wow. We attempt 2, 0 for 2, but
yeah. Because that's what we had to do, and you accepted.
That's what I'm saying. The second attempt I threw, I'm looking to the side. I'm like, why are we throwing it? Like, our run game's working. Counter power's working the whole time. So it's like, but that was part of the game plan. We had a good offense we were playing against, and coach just wanted to run the timeout and get us managing the game. So it all worked out.
But then again, he comes back, throws for 350 yards in a playoff game.
Yeah.
The following year. So it was just a matter of whatever was dictated to the offense.
But as a sophomore, all of a sudden, you're in the state championship game, and as a sophomore, you're going to get back-to-back states because he's going to win this one with the team for you. Talk about that state championship game against Byrd.
Well, we're down by 2 scores at half. Okay,
yeah, 19-10.
19-10. We have a little heart-to-heart at halftime with everybody. We all got to get on the same page. And on the second play, we come out. Something says it. We got to play down the field to Stephen Dunbar.
Play call was missile right tight, pass 26-8. It was just a one-man route.
It was a run formation, one-man route. He throws the ball about 55 yards, and Stephen catches it on the run.
Yep.
And then we close it to a one-score game. Then it's game on after that, and we have a drive. We score right at the end of the game with about
Ivan Phipps.
Yeah, Ivan Phipps, about 4 minutes left to win 23-22.
How much did that, and 2 in a row, and you're first as a sophomore, how much did that heart-to-heart, without giving anything away, at halftime,
yes, sir.
How much did that help you guys get your mind focused?
First half, we wasn't doing the Archbishop Rummel way. We wasn't doing it to it. We wasn't disciplined enough. We were just making little mistakes that were just turnovers. I threw a pick 6 in the first half to we run a simple bubble game, RPO, and we didn't block. We didn't block. Guy escaped, picks it off, scores the first touchdown. So going to halftime, we really did have a heart to heart with all the coaches, players, and we had to regroup. We had to do it the Rummel way, and that's running the ball, managing the game, and scoring whenever we have to, and that's what we did coming out the second half. Like I said, we did a great job with finishing. We won the fourth quarter. Ivan Phipps scored, and 23-22, so state champs again.
Oh, what a special time in Rummel history. Your junior year, your senior year, close but no cigar, and I know that frustrated you because you like to take home the big prize.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was a tough junior year with we're undefeated, 8th in the nation. Playing at Tagoma against a tough tough defense with Jesuit, and great quarterback with Traylor Forge. That whole, and I knew that team was going to be good with Jesuit. They really deserved the state championship that year, but it was just a down year for us. Like, I still think about it to this day. And then the next year going to senior year with Catholic, losing on the field goal. So stuff like that gets to you, but at the same time, those memories at Rummel last forever, and I'm so grateful for those memories and those moments.
Jay, sometimes you just have to have a play go your way, and
yeah.
sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, but the good thing about Chase is that when plays didn't go his way, it didn't faze him.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he threw a pick six, an interception return for a touchdown in the state championship game. He came off the sidelines and was like, Chase is not a guy, you don't have to rattle him. You don't have to get on him. He knows what he did wrong. Yeah. He comes back and takes care of it later on. But there were some great runs we had. His junior year, we thought we were going back. We were 10th in the nation, and we had traveled to New Jersey to play Bosco and got beat by a touchdown. And then we defeated Acadiana and beat them real bad. So we thought we were going to roll, beat Jesuit once. It's hard to beat somebody twice, and they got us. And then the following year, same thing. With Leonard Fournette's year, Leonard beat us.
Yeah, that was Leonard's year.
Regular
they
season,
and we
got him in the playoffs. So it's hard to beat anybody twice.
Yes, sir. That was, like I said, with Jesuits, really tough defense that year. My sophomore year, the 2013 year, we played a junior team with Jesuit. They're all juniors on defense, and then the next year when I was a junior, they were seniors. So we knew that they were going to be a good football team, disciplined like always, but hard-nosed. Just like I said, they deserve it. They beat us the semifinals, and they come back and beat Curtis in the state championship. So like I said, it was a good run for them. They deserve it. Like I said, hats off to Trey. He had a great year at quarterback, and like I said, it was just a tough game for us. But like I said, it still sticks to me to this day.
Have you ever coached a player that had more ice water in his veins than Chase Fourcade, because nothing seems to bother him if it doesn't go his way?
Well, he said he learned from a guy, and that was Damian Williams. Damian Williams we've had some great quarterbacks at Rummel, some really great quarterbacks.
Damian threw that touchdown at Ouachita.
Yeah, so we've had some guys with ice in their veins, but Chase was just fun to coach. You always had a smile on your face coaching. It was fun to work with him. He did exactly what you asked of him. And he could take criticism. He didn't pout going to the shell. You could chew on him a little bit, and he didn't go in the shell, which was good. And he was a leader, and he was a very humble kid.
This was such a great era of Rummel football. In the final 3 or 4 minutes that we have, what haven't we talked about that you feel like, man, this has got to be said about this era? This is the story behind the story.
Well, it's 24 years, and it's still building. I mean, look what happened last Friday night with a state championship. It's still building. We had guys come back to the field house after the state championship game, and they said, "Oh, Coach, look at this. This is great. Another state championship." I said, "You were part of it in 1995, getting it started. Of course, we didn't get to the Dome to 2009. We didn't win one to 2012, but it had to start somewhere, and it started with a winning tradition. A winning tradition. That's what carries over. Trying to be that Catholic League champ first, then trying to advance, be that quarterfinals, semifinals, and get to the Dome. You lose one, then you know what it's like to get there. Now you win one. Now you're hungry. You want to keep winning them." And it just
it's just
snowball from there.
History, tradition, like Coach said, 24 years from 1995 to 2018. I went back to Rummel today, and the locker room still smelled the same. I mean, that's the type of stuff that I'm just getting done at Nichols, and that's stuff I take with me for the rest of my life. Just coming back to Rummel, seeing the locker room, seeing where exactly my locker was my senior year of high school, and just having those memories of the victory light being on. You pin the pennant after every win, and then when you lose, the light turns off until you win again. And stuff like that, you'll remember for the rest of your life. And it's just, like I said, it's just history, that tradition that will live on forever.
Ken, there's so much tradition that people don't know about Rummel. There really is a lot of tradition. I mean, it goes on behind the scenes that once you get there and see it, whether it's the post-game pep rally at Rummel, whether it's the victory board in the locker room, which nobody knows, or the victory light.
Tapping a sign before practice every day.
Before practice, or the 4 fingers, fourth quarter, meaning you got to give it all in the fourth quarter. It's just a lot that goes on there.
There's a little bit of it there.
Yeah, the locker room. That's a great tradition, And people come back.
All those people in that locker room, it was either former players with their kids, and or like I said,
former players with their kids, come back, alumni,
Alumni, yes sir, that played for Coach Raw.
Well, in the final minute and a half that we have, it's tough to create a tradition and a program, and then it's even tougher to keep it at that level for years. You both did that. Looking back, your final comments, your years at Rummel and your years as a coach at Rummel, now that you're retired and still there as athletics director, as you think back, can you sum it up in just a few words of what it all meant to you?
I'm gonna say amazing, amazing, and just unforgettable. Just like I said, the memories of just my best friends came from Rummel. I tell people to this day, I said I went to school every day with my best friends from 7:20 when the bell rang to 2:45 when the end of school bell rang. It was just, I was for 5 years, from 8th grade to senior year, it was the best times of my life. And those are memories that will last forever, not only with football, just with the school part itself. It's all about tradition. Rummel's going to live on forever, like Coach said, but it's just, like I said, it's a winning tradition over there, and it's something, you know, that a school, I don't think any other school can be like. But yeah, man, just great guys came through those halls at 1901 Severn Avenue. So I'm just grateful I was there.
46-6 in his 4 years there, and 2 championship rings. Congratulations, and your final thoughts, Jay.
It's been a great run. It's been a great run. 24 years, and as a onlooker last week, I was so proud of what Rummel accomplished. I was emotional. I was a parent. I was an athletic director. And I'm so proud of what's happened at Rummel, how we've grown these young boys into men. Sure. And they come back. It's probably the most enjoyable part of my job, is seeing these guys come back.
And look, you handed the program to Nick Monica, a great coach. He's going to continue the tradition. That's so much to talk about. It's another show, which we'll do at another time. But we wanted right now just to talk about the Chase 4K era, those 2 back-to-back state championships, and the dynasty that Jay Roth built post-Katrina with the Rummel Raiders. Thank you all for stopping and talking.
Got it, Ken. Thanks for having me.
I want to thank both Rummel coach Jay Roth and quarterback Chase 4K for sharing these great glory days moments with us. And congratulations, Rummel Raiders, for those back-to-back state championship wins and the Raider dynasty that they had in that decade. Hope you are enjoying this Talk of Glory series. I want to remind you, to find out how you can become a station member, go to the website thecatholicleague.com. And thanks for being with us, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll be back with more Talk of Glory in a week or two. Till next time, Ken Berthelot.